players talk, all the time. We talked about it all the time 20 years ago when it came within range, and it was a tangible goal. And I'll never forget the night in Milwaukee when we broke that record and got to 70 wins. That was, one of the highlights of my career, and just an amazing accomplishment for that group. So it's different as a coach, but I think the main difference is you get to watch a group of players who you're responsible for, who you're trying to help, and you get to see the joy on their faces. And it really is about them. I mean, they're the ones who are doing all the work. And so the staff is just trying to put them in the best position to succeed. And when they do succeed and do something special, it means a lot.
Steve, do you with what you consider normal rotation of minutes, and would that be negotiable at all if you guys are in a tight one coming down to the end of the day?
I plan on using our usual rotation, and we've done that all year. And that means that our key guys could play anywhere from, 28 to 38 minutes probably. So the game will dictate that.
Steve, what was it like to be away from the team on the day before the game, just with all the buzz going around, and you kind of just being away and taking some time?
Well, first of all, I missed you. Missed all of you guys.
Like what?
Just timing, yeah, just timing. I guess, because of my health situation this year, I sort of got used to that early in the year, which was no fun. I don't like being away from the team. I don't like being away from my job. So, but it was just one day, and it was a routine doctor's appointment, and it's no big deal.
Of Draymond Green, who is bringing 3 young men from the Oakland school system. They have a 3-point something or other grade point average. I don't even know if you know that, but they'll be watching the game tonight. Your reaction to that and what Draymond is doing for the community?
It doesn't surprise me one bit. I mean, this is a guy who gave $3.5 million to Michigan State. Draymond has an enormous heart. He's such an incredible human being. He's a great leader, unbelievable competitor, but he's got a great heart, and that's why I think everybody on our team and in our organization really has so much respect and admiration for him. I mean, he gets it. He gets that. He's lucky to be in the position he's in, getting the notoriety, making the kind of money he makes, and he understands the responsibility that comes with that. And I could say that for about our whole team, but in particular tonight with Draymond doing what he's doing, I think it's important to mention that.
Steve, probably nobody expected. Curry is within 8 3-pointers of 400, and whether he gets it or not, what's your sense of how amazing that is? And is that just something that will stay around for a while, or do you think that as the game continues to evolve, perhaps we'll see that go up, or do you expect that to be the standard?
Well, I told him today, good luck breaking that one next year. I said I could see you coming out on opening night shooting 25 threes. I got to break my record, coach. The fact that he just obliterated the last record is amazing. So I have a feeling this one might stand for a while because you have to be healthy too. I mean, he's only missed, 3 or 4 games all year. But he's had a spectacular season. And in my mind, it doesn't matter if it's 396 or 400, but I guess 400 sounds better. But he's an amazing shooter. We all know that. But it's the consistency that is probably the most impressive.
Point, after last season.
Indulge comment on Brandon Rush's season.
Thrilled for Brandon. He had a rough season a year ago, still recovering from that horrible knee injury, and he never really got going, never put together a good string. And this year, when Harrison got hurt, he was ready and kind of regained his confidence. And he's been really key for us. He's always been a favorite in the locker room. The guys love him. He's a great teammate. He's funny. He's unselfish. And so to see that translate onto the court and the success translate has been great for our entire staff to see everybody's happy for him.
Steve, you're in a kind of rarefied position. Were you a guy who read like other coaches' books or that kind of stuff? And besides Pop and Phil, anyone in particular make a huge impact on you from other sports?
John Wooden. You know, I grew up in Los Angeles as a UCLA fan and ball boy and everything, so I was a huge John Wooden admirer. Went to his camps when I was a kid, and you know, that's quite a childhood to grow up in Pauley Pavilion and watch those teams. I remember watching Bill Walton play and his teams and the electricity in Pauley Pavilion, and that's really why I fell in love with the game was UCLA basketball. Sure, yeah, I do. I mean, I watch. You know, I've been influenced by Pete Carroll quite a bit. You know, went up to visit the Seahawks in training camp a couple of years ago. I've always admired Pete's teams, and I like watching coaches from other sports. I like seeing how coaches handle their teams. I like seeing how teams play, regardless of what sport it is. You know, how does a coach get a team to play with passion and with joy and fun and consistency, all those things. And that's what drew me to Pete. And so he's been a major influence on me.
Coach, you're in the back, and making it to this point.
Thank you.
Basketball fans across America have been rooting for you and your team through this entire journey. It's so rare in sports that such a dominant team is so universally liked. What do you attribute that to?
I think we have likable guys. You know, I mean, Steph Curry does not dominate through intimidation. You know, he dominates through skill, and he looks like he could be your little brother. You know, and that's very different. You know, most dominant players are physical specimens and intimidating forces, and I think fans can identify with Steph in particular. He's the leader of our group, of course, and then we play a fun style. Our guys are very unselfish. You know, Draymond is a guy who gets triple doubles all the time, and people like seeing passers and unselfishness. And so I think it's just a likable group led by Steph, and it's great that they've captured you know, a lot of people's hearts, and especially here in the Bay Area. And Raymond told me this is 175 consecutive sellouts for us here, and that obviously started before this team really captured people's imagination. So the fan support we have here is incredible, and it all kind of goes together.
Coach, a different flavor than when you were with Chicago going with 72?
What do you mean a different?
As far as universal likability.
Well, Michael was beloved, but you know, nobody could actually be like Mike. You know.
All right, last two, Tim, and then.
A little while ago that Luke Longley checked in and joked with you a little bit about the record, and we've seen support or tweets from Scotty and Phil. Have you been in contact with them? Have they reached out to anybody? Michael, even Scotty, those guys reach out to you in particular to give them the support for breaking this record, or tell you that you shouldn't? Either one.
Phil sent me a nice email a couple days ago, and I've seen tweets from Harp and Scotty, and I think a couple of the other guys, but haven't had any phone conversations with anybody. It's kind of hard to communicate during the season with guys, and but it's no, I've felt their support, and that was a really close team, and I have a lot of love and a lot of great memories from all those guys, and in honor of that team, I will be wearing my Scotty Pippen socks tonight. True story.
Last question.